quick video too. Hello guys, so yeah, I'm doing another quick video. I don't know what's been going on these days that I'm doing this, but this one I'm kind of doing it kind of vent a little bit. So yeah, I know I keep making ones on parenting, and this is gonna be another one. Okay, your kids are supposed to listen to you, but if they don't, you getting frustrated and worked up over it is a waste of your energy. Instead of getting mad that they don't listen to you, stop, okay, and let them see the importance of what you're saying to them. Because sometimes kids just don't listen because they don't think what you're saying matters. And once they understand why it matters, then they're probably going to be like, oh, okay, I'll do it. Don't butter their bottom, right? I don't know if this is a saying, but I'm just saying it. Don't do things for them that they're supposed to be doing for themselves. You can help them a little bit with that, but maybe you should tell them, okay, try and work that out on your own. Or, you know, they can do something for you in return. But the point is, let them learn. Let them make mistakes. Let them mess up. The kid will learn more from the messing up than from you yelling at them because they didn't listen to you. Sometimes, yes, like, you do need to put your foot down and be like, hey, I'm being serious. Like, listen to me right now. But especially as they're growing older, you need to give them space to learn. Does that mean they're going to be messy at times? Yes, right? But that also means that they're going to be independent. If they're always dependent on you telling them, oh, you need to do this, then they're never going to truly learn how to be on their own, right? I don't see the logic of throwing your kids out of the house when they turn a certain age, just because like that's the expectation of them. This is done in America, right? When kids turn 18, they're expected to get up, get a job, get to school, blah, 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 right? But not everybody has their life together at that stage, which is why it's not good. And even if you do, it's kind of just a waste of money. Why should somebody live on their own when their parents are still living and their parents still have their house, right? It just doesn't make sense. If they're living on their own, right, what are they going to gain out of that? Like, eventually, yes, they'll get married, but they're probably not going to live in that same place when they get married. And even if they were, right, they could have saved money just by staying in the parents' house. If the parents are like, hey, you need to pay rent because you're this age and you're still in my house, that's fine, but that's better than them going out and unnecessarily buying a house for themselves. A house for one person is a waste of space pretty much, right? But when multiple people are living together, that's when it's good. Parents being judgmental of kids moving out late, I don't agree with that personally because of the way I've been living as of now. You don't want to force your kids to hustle. At the end of the day, you are their parent, right? So it is your responsibility to take good care of them regardless of, this might sound harsh, but how they treat you. And also another thing you shouldn't judge your kids for is speaking their mind. Even when they're little, right? It's actually important that you listen to what they say, because what they say can tell you, hey, I'm frustrating the kid. Obviously, they do get it wrong, but the majority of the time, the only reason they're mad is because you're mad at them. And a lot of this does come off as me saying the kids are perfect. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that sometimes the parents will just yell too much, right? Get too angry instead of actually hearing and listening to what their kids are saying. If your kid got it wrong, it's their job to say sorry to you. But if they got it right, instead of saying, oh, you're just a bad kid, you need to be disciplined, you need to be quiet, acknowledge it, right? You need to hear what they say and you need to let them speak. The more you suppress your kids, you're training them with this fear mindset that they need to fear you, right? And if somebody needs to fear you in order to respect you, that's not love, you know? You have to give the kid the liberty to say no to what you want them to do. Because even though that's them being a bad child, that doesn't make you any less of a good parent. You become a bad parent when you start pressuring the child, when you start belittling the child, when you start giving them responsibilities that belong to you, when you start telling them that they're just rude, they're just bad kids, instead of actually listening to what they're saying to you. And it doesn't matter what culture you're coming from, you can listen to your children. You can give them a voice. They don't have to be the person who runs the home, but it doesn't mean you never listen to a single word they say. Don't spread your family business to other people. If your kid is being mean to you, go to them about it, okay? Family business is family business. What goes on in the house stays in the house. And that's also kind of true even with your spouse, right? If you need to get your husband involved or your wife involved to discipline your child, then you yourself are not disciplining the child correctly. Yeah, technically that's a cop-out. Oh, technically that's the dad, that's the mom, so therefore they also have responsibility. But you are the one who's dealing with the matter. So you are the one who has to resolve that matter with the child, not another parent. Don't outsource your problems to your spouse. Okay, now there are some things that obviously I talked about this, but yeah, if your kid doesn't listen to you, let them learn the value of listening to you. You have to give them that space and that liberty to not listen, because that's where they learn. They will listen to your advice once they see that it's important. And sometimes that's not right away. One thing I heard from one video, and I really loved this, right, was that the parents were so chill with the person that they just let them go to do stuff. Well, I mean, they didn't really let them go maybe, but the parents didn't have a problem with picking the kid up even if they were in a bad situation, right? Like they will be like, it's okay, we'll just come and pick you up, whatever, right? That's how like parents should be. I'm not saying you accept everything your kid is doing, but you have to give them grace and you have to take care of them at the same time. You have to let them grow into being adults while also making sure that they're safe. Because if you're not making sure that they're safe, then you're no longer being a good parent. Important lesson about this that I was trying to get at was that the kids need to be comfortable enough with you to be able to tell you anything, right? And that doesn't mean they tell you everything, and that doesn't mean you go and pry in their business on purpose. That's just going to make them irritated with you, right? But they're not going to open up to you if you're always going to yell at them when they do, right? Or when they say something that you didn't expect. That's mainly the reason I put this in the video.
It's better for your kids to be able to tell you something really bad that they did than never able to tell you anything because they're scared of you.
I was also going to say that it's actually very important for you to ask your kids questions, right? It's better for you to ask them too many questions than to never ask them anything. Because if you don't ask, then you're not able to show that you care, right? And you still do want to make sure that they're on the right path, even if you don't necessarily agree with it, right? Yeah, I mainly made this video because I needed to vent. I didn't expect it to get this long, but yeah. Bye!